Hi, this is Thorsten. Today I want to talk about being on the set with our crew and how I work with different crews all around the world. So, as you can see in Fortitude, also in Cryptopia, it's a pretty international project, right? And usually you would have one crew, right? Maybe first and second camera people, one sound engineer, maybe a local field producer. That would be typical for that kind of production. And I sometimes do that. We sometimes do that. And this is not always possible because the good crews are booked out and not available on short notice, so it gets tricky. So what I've been over the years kind of building is a network globally of people that I can trust and work with quite well. So in London I have two or three camera people I love to work with, and this could be just a one man super small crew, when we have to be at a conference or something like that, or a proper big production crew where it's multiple people. It's the big camera gears, the big sliders where the camera gets mounted, and a van basically, right? And it depends on what we are filming. Those would be the people I work with here in London. Same in Melbourne or in America, right? And sometimes we also then take our favorite camera person for a particular job and then fly him or her in, or go together. So for example, we took Julia, I believe. Yeah, she went with me to Paris, from London to Paris. We took Christoph, our guy who was South American but now lives in Miami in Florida. We flew him into Berlin. I did two of the three shoots, locations in America, so maybe 6, 7 production days with him in the US as well, and one production day in Ecuador. So I kind of pick and choose what we want, and every shoot is different. Sometimes you want the drone, so we want someone who has a drone and knows how to operate it. Sometimes you need two camera people, sometimes just one, and so I don't have one size fits all. It really depends. And the other thing that I will admit freely is at the beginning of a production, right? You have big aims, you have a big budget, you still have the money to spend, so you tend to have a bigger crew. You spend more on that. So in this project. It's maybe hard to remember, but we interviewed that Chinese expert, John, and that was one of the earliest shoots. So that was the big cameras, and also our production in Harwell near Oxford was also early on with big production. That was the room, maybe you remember, with screens in the background. It was a beautiful location, and we had two big cameras. So you might see, okay, this looks fancy, but then at the end of the project we ran out of money, and so we would only have like one camera person handling the audio and the video, for example, just one camera. And examples of that would be in Ireland. So that's the cool looking satellite dish, the ground station. There's 2 or 3 short scenes there, and some of the last pickup lines that we had here in London. That was also at the end of the process, like only one light instead of 3 lights, only one camera instead of 3 cameras, for example. So yeah, that's a little bit how we work on the set, and that's it for now. Cheers.